What's going on, spider lovers, and welcome to another episode of That Naughty Spider-Man Show. Well, you know the drill by now. We're coming at you from the new Spider-Man studios here in South London, and yeah, alongside me as always is Jack. Oh, I'm Henry, by the way. How's it going, Jack?
For anyone who's listening for the first time and you're starting here, Henry doesn't always sound like this smooth 4 a.m. radio host, but that's what we're launching with today.
That's what I went with today, and that's where we're going,
Yeah, you're so relaxed right now.
Yeah, I'm also a little bit sleep deprived, which
helps. Oh, right.
Yeah. So, my energy's a little bit down, but you know what's up? This episode of the Spider-Man Show.
You know what's up? Spider-Man.
He's up on the ceiling.
Up on the ceiling.
Do you know what's also up? His number of arms.
Yeah, his number of arms, his number of eyes.
Yeah,
too.
His number of
claws.
I guess each individual digit has less is down a little bit.
Yeah.
And do you know what also is up? The trench coat economy.
Yes,
it's booming.
The trench coats are back, or at least one of them is.
Someone's making a lot of money out of these trench coats.
Yeah.
For those of you listening, there is some context to this, and we'll get to it. But first, I want to just ask Jack about something he's been getting up to in his time, because we don't spend every waking moment together, shockingly, just most time. So, how's the Clone Saga going?
How is it going?
Yeah.
Well, I've actually finished it now.
Dear God.
I think last time we talked about on the podcast, I was sort of in the second half. Now I'm actually done with it. And I have very complicated feelings about it. And we're definitely going to have some bonus episodes to talk about it. Because there's no fucking way it could fit into this.
Yeah.
It's going to be a multi-part weird law bullshit saga. You know?
The weird law bullshit
It's going to be such
saga.
a huge thing because it's not even just the thing itself is complicated. It's the sort of nexus point of Spider-Man continuity where it brings in threads from so much stuff before it. And then sort of a load of nonsense happens all at once, and then there's no way I'd be explaining one thing and you'd be like, wait, what? And have 10 questions.
And that happened 10 to 15 times.
I have loads of notes already that I made as I was reading it, because I did think to myself, I do not want to have to go through this shit again to make notes. So I have some rough notes, but I'd actually gonna have to it will be work. I'll be going in and structuring these notes to make it into something like a narrative.
You have to take holiday, just sit down and think about Spider-Man.
Exactly.
You're gonna come in and have a corkboard with some red string going to different parts of Spider-Man comics.
I'm like Charlie in It's Always Sunny when he's in the mailroom with Carol!
Yeah, he's looking mighty unhinged today, everyone.
I already kind of look like Charlie as it is.
Yeah, you haven't got the high-pitched, not whining, it's more screeching, I'd say. But no, that'll come, I'm sure, with the Clone Saga. So, tune into that
screechy
to see Jack screech. But for now, we're talking about Spider-Man the Animated Series, which is the TV show we occasionally cover on this podcast. And today, we're talking about Season 2, Episode 8, titled Duel of the Hunters. And if you're like me, you're kind of wondering, wait, hunters? Hunters? Oh, hunters. So we'll dive right into that. But first, 2 words. Well, one hyphenated word. Man-Spider. So when we last had Spider-Man,
it's getting harder and harder to do the last time on Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's getting super convoluted and
there was a bunch of bullshit happened, but we're left off in this situation where Morbius is still floating around
at large.
Spider-Man's wanted from the police for kidnapping Morbius. The Punisher is after him. Then he took the serum to get rid of his spider powers, but he gave him 6 arms. And then the Punisher took him down, but then his full transformation took place, and he went full spider. And
he's spidered up.
And now he's the Man-Spider, and that's where we left it last week.
Terrifyingly, with the close-up on all of those 8 eyes. While everyone else is freaked the fuck out by this horrifying transformation, the Punisher doesn't seem that perturbed. He's kind of oh shit, I'm gonna fight this guy now. And it's really funny because he kind of starts shooting at him, and Man-Spider kind of bats away his guns and stuff, and he tries to throw a punch at him.
Yeah. I think the amazing thing about this whole sequence is that it kind of actually makes them both seem... It makes the Punisher look more badass, and it makes Man-Spider more terrifying.
Yeah.
Because Punisher's not backing down, and he's still going for it and reacting like he's ready for anything.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's getting his ass handed to him.
It's gonna get the shit out of him.
And the animation really goes like an extra mile on this.
They really like put out the budget this time around. They were like, guys, this is where we're putting all our budget in. We've got all the animators in for this one episode. After this, we have to sacrifice them all. We'll see how it goes from there. So here, let's have a little rundown of the man-spider's powers. So it's pretty much the same as Spider-Man's, but he can also spit acid from his mouth.
Yeah.
Which I don't think Peter Parker could do.
No. And he seems to have, like, organic webbing from every
That's
arm.
not clear.
I think it's one of those things where they show it in a way where they don't have to show it. But I'm pretty sure there's a point when you see it shooting out more than 2 strands.
Yeah, I guess. I kind of assumed it would be like maybe like just 2 like really quick ones, but it could be also from 4 arms.
Yeah, either way, it's like on another level, and Punisher quickly...
Well, he gets like webbed up and he starts like reading Punisher in, but he
Yeah.
screams like, Battle Van! Battle Van!
It's fucking Battle Van, man.
The Battle Van comes and saves his ass and like drives like through this building. At this point, it's on fire.
Yeah, it's like Deus Ex Battle Van.
Yeah. And like he's kind of like driving off like covered in webbing, and then like Michael's like, "Are you okay?" And the Punisher like doesn't like try to reassure him. What happened in there? He's like, "Just don't worry about it."
Yeah, the other thing I'd say about this is the way they start this episode, I think, is actually very atmospheric, because you get external shots of the warehouse they're fighting in, and you get the recording equipment that's going back to Microchip and all this stuff, but you just hear the sounds through it, and you're not actually seeing them for like the first like 20 seconds or so, and you just hear the sound of things breaking and
like a monster
screeching, and it's actually really like builds the tension, because you're like, what the hell is happening?
What the fuck's going on in there? You kind of feel what Microchip is seething.
Microchop.
Microchop.
Machamp.
Machoke. Anyway, the battle van kind of drives away. Microchip is concerned. And yeah, so we cut back to the warehouse where, like, I'm assuming what is a firefighter goes to, like, put out the blaze. And he kind of walks into this building and he sees, like, Man-Spider swinging away. He has a response, which is probably the appropriate response. And the response we'll hear, let's say, a lot in this episode of terrified screaming. Mm-hmm. So he kind of, like, swings away and he's like, what the fuck is that? And it cuts right to the police arriving and explaining what he saw.
Yeah.
And I don't know about this, but I think they should give, like, the sketch artist a raise, because he's nailing this.
Yeah, he literally just draws Man-Spider down to the exact detail of the shredded Spider-Man costume.
It's kind of amazing.
We get a return of Terry Lee as well here.
They kind of, like, hand her, like, a piece of, like, Spider-Man's costume.
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah, put an ABB on Spider-Man. Again.
Yeah, they did one last episode and it's double down on the APB.
Yeah. We're really looking for him now. And what I forgot to mention, actually, is, like, while they're in, like, the warehouse fight, Punisher kind of, like, picks up Spider-Man's mask.
Oh, yeah.
And he kind of has this realization that, like, that thing in the Spider-Man costume is Spider-Man, which I found really amusing.
Yeah.
Okay, back at Punisher HQ. Microchip is, like, saying that maybe Punisher shouldn't fight the giant spider monster. And I think he's got a point.
Yeah, they put it in a very, like, Saturday morning cartoon way, but there's definitely this thing of, hey, this was meant to be just a run-of-the-mill, straight-up assassination.
Yeah.
But now it's a giant monster. So
maybe
dial it back.
Yeah, maybe you're out of your depth here.
Yeah.
And the Punisher's like, what are you talking about? He's just like an 8-eyed monster. I can take him. He's just like, yeah, whatever. I'll kill this too.
I fucking love the Punisher in this. I haven't liked the Punisher as a character in quite a while, but I just kind of like him in this. He's got like a sly sense of humor, but then he's also like, he is kind of badass, and he's, I think the way he describes it to Microchip, and he's just like, you know, I looked into the eyes of the devil and I blinked. That's a kind of a cool way to see it of him, like, going into this fight. But as far as he's concerned, the only reason he got beaten is because
he was kind of terrified by the terrifying Cronenberg-esque monster he saw.
And just like the moment, like, out of nowhere, giant spider monster comes at him, he's kind of lost because he's off his game.
Yeah.
But he's like, well, now I'm
ready for this now.
Yeah.
To quote our old friend the Fall Killer, he's got a bit of like a poetic nature about him in the show.
He really does.
Yeah. But he's like, so Microchip, he's like, nah, fam, I got this. And Microchip, like, asks him, like, if anyone's going to see him, which obviously he will. But he kind of explains to Microchip, oh yeah, he's going to go, like, back into, like, the night, like, when the sun comes up. And I don't know why he knows that or how he knows it, but he knows it.
I mean, it's an insect thing, I guess. just like scurrying away from light.
Yeah, I suppose. But yeah, so he crawls into the sewer/subway thing to be joined by the lizard in his wee work. Cut to the Parker house. MJ's been like sleeping on the sofa, and she wakes up and Aunt May has been there, definitely not watching her sleep.
I don't really understand why MJ is here at this point. Because this is the point when she finds out that Peter didn't come home. And
Yeah.
that's when people start being like, where the fuck is Peter? But like, why was she like just staying around the guy she's kind of dating's aunt's house just because he stood her up?
Good God. Like, imagine if you were dating someone, you went on one, like, really good date, to be fair, but you didn't talk to them for a week.
And then they went to your parents' house.
And just stayed there until you came home.
Yeah, and got them all worked up and worried about you.
You'd
That
be
would,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
that would be like a fucking red flag.
That would be a conversation you'd have to have. Aunt May's in her little, like, funeral, like, bandana thingy, and she's, like, really, really taking this badly. And she's saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the police because Peter's been missing for, at what this point is, 24 hours?
It makes so much more sense in the context of watching an episode and knowing that things are going badly. Whereas if you were not to see any of these man spider scenes and you were just seeing them hanging out in this domestic situation, you'd just be like, oh, someone didn't come home last night. I wonder where they are.
This sounds like a job for a therapy man, is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
MJ says, like, I care about Peter, I'm gonna take you to the police station and we'll go together. Now we're at the airport, where,
Shit.
if you remember a couple of episodes ago, Mariah Crawford, who's, let's be honest, this is all her fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of things are her fault, but it was her serum that turned him into a man spider.
And she made a phone call. And in this episode, the phone call actually comes to fruition. And she goes to the airport, she goes to, like, the arrivals, and who is it other than our good friend, Kraven the Hunter? And she kind of, like, runs in and they hug, and it's like, I thought these guys, they kind of sound like they were estranged, but things are apparently fine.
Yeah.
And what is my favourite detail of this episode? Do you remember what I said about the trench coat economy?
Yeah.
And how it's booming?
Yeah.
Kraven's in a trench coat, and, like, they're kind of, like, embracing... At this point, you realise that Dr. Crawford is, like, running her hand over his bare chest.
Right.
And then they get to baggage claim. She's like, yeah, like, what about your lion pelt? And he's like, I've got this here in this, like, suitcase. I think Kraven's naked under this trench coat.
Yeah, it's definitely like a flasher
Yeah.
coat, you know?
It's 100 like a flasher
and it makes
coat.
it really, like, disturbing when he's definitely not wearing a shirt.
He's definitely
under it.
topless.
Yeah,
under this-
exactly.
I think he's naked under this thing.
Yeah. He's a man of nature.
Yeah.
And he comes back to the city and he's like, oh, I guess I'll put a trench coat on.
Oh, it's cold in here. I put this trench coat on.
Yeah. The other great thing about Kraven in this episode is that last time we saw him properly, he was all, like, hopped up on jungle potion.
Yeah.
And then he was cured and it's like, oh, he's back to his regular self. And then he's here as his regular self. And like, oh, this guy was kind of weird the whole time.
Yeah.
The serum just made him, like, a bit more powerful and a bit more evil.
Yeah.
Whereas now he's just like, oh, I still love, like, sniffing shit and running around. And
Yeah.
still speak in such a strange way.
He's still, like, the greatest enemy of the TSA.
Or maybe not, because he's just coming through with fucking nothing.
Just keep trying to frisk him down. It's like,
Yeah.
no, that is not a weapon. Anyway, so yeah, she kind of explains to Kraven that she got a cure for Spider-Man. So, cut to Morbius, who is still fucking around.
Fucking Morbius. At this point, he's starting to become like a nuisance.
I
Because
know.
there's all this other stuff
At this
going
point-
on, and you're like, oh yeah, Morbius is here.
Morbius is here. He's going full Leto somehow.
Yeah, he's just floating around, like, looking at people longingly and going,
Yeah.
oh, I wish I could eat your face.
It's literally what's happening. At this point, who he's watching today is Felicia. And she's kind of like holding onto this like terrible photo of Morbius.
Yeah.
And I've written down here that like this photo's taken longer to develop than their relationship has. Because it's like, they've been together like 2 weeks and they're like,
Yeah.
none of this would have happened in real life. And yeah, he kind of realises like, I can't really drink my girlfriend's blood unless she really consents to it. But he's like, I need help. And that's when we go to ESU. With Deborah Whitman, who's doing some science stuff.
Yeah.
And she hears like a crash, and she goes to investigate as you would. And then she like looks over, and there's like a man-spider shaped shadow on the ground. She kind of runs off, and she's like, "Oh my god, who will save me now?" And she looks outside and, like, Flash Thompson
is just wandering around at night.
He's just wandering around at night, just, like, he's not even doing anything.
Their whole interaction is fucking gold.
Yeah.
Because she's like, help, there's, like, a giant spider thing in there, and he's just, like, immediately, like, leave me alone, I'm not helping.
Yeah.
And I think they were going for more of a thing of, like, him being like, okay, what you're saying is ridiculous. Like, I'm not believing this story. But it really does come up, because I think she even asked for help before she even says anything about, like, a big creature. He's like,
bitch, fuck you.
Yeah. Also, there was like a giant lizard man running around.
Yeah.
Like, there was stuff going on in New York.
You were attacked by a giant spider robot, like, a year ago.
Probably at the same spot.
Yeah.
It was on campus, I think.
How do you not have, like, horrifying PTSD?
Yeah, and he's just like, fuck, man, leave me alone.
Like, what kind of weird shit goes on here? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go, like, walk around, like, a bit more at, like, 11 p.m.
Yeah.
And how she gets him is she kind of goads him. She's like, you're scared, aren't you? And he's like, I'm a man. Toxic masculinity is not really a thing in 1995. So he kind of, like, goes with her into this, like, building. And by this point, like, Spider-Man has obviously left. I don't know if it's before or after this, but you can kind of see him, like, pick up, like, the little, like, neogenic, like, gun and be like, no!
Yeah.
Which is really funny to me.
Why does he even pick it up?
I thought he was going to use it, but he doesn't.
Yeah, I've only just realised that doesn't come back.
It doesn't come back.
Because I thought, oh, he's going to try and
I thought he was
shoot
gonna try and do
himself
something,
with the plot gun again, but then he's like, I'm a big spider, I don't know how to work this gun.
I would really wanted to see him, like, do some, like, man-spider science.
Yeah. But anyway, he likes it.
He's so good at experiments with his 8 arms. He's only got 6 arms.
I'm not getting into this again.
Fine. He kind of goes into the room and it's empty now because Spider-Man has left. Mm-hmm. But then he's like, yeah, like, see what you did, you hysterical woman? God, you hysterical woman. Go back to the kitchen / chemical lab. Same difference if you ask me. And he goes to the windowsill and he picks up the webbing. He's like, what is going on here?
There's a lot of setups in this episode that don't go anywhere.
That one kind of comes back.
Well, Flash doesn't turn up again, does he?
He does come up again.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I forgot.
It's like a flashback.
And it's not really a pun because it only has one meaning.
But it's a flash.
There is a flashback and it doesn't involve Flash.
It does involve Flash. That's why it's a flash.
Oh, wait, I forgot about this.
This flash.
Stupidest flashback in the world. Is that right next, or is that...
It's coming up.
Oh,
outside. Outside, we're back with Man-Spider / Spider-Man.
He's Man-Spider.
He's Man-Spider.
I don't think anyone's going to be confused.
You'd be surprised. But they call him Spider-Man through this, actually, but yeah. I don't think anyone... He looks very different.
It's Man-Spider.
Yeah. So Man-Spider is, like, swinging around, and I don't know if, like, this thing is, like, sterile, but, like, he's on the lookout for some redheads. And he can't...
What? Sterile?
Like, if that thing has sex with something, will it reproduce and have more Man-Spider babies? Is he, like, shooting blanks is what I'm asking. Is he potent and virile?
Why does the potency have anything to do with anything?
Because I want to know if he can reproduce.
I'm sure he can with another spider.
Like a man spider or it's like
a woman spider.
So he has like sex with like a black widow. Not like the character, like an actual like poisonous spider.
A woman spider.
Yeah. And then I guess like it would eat him and then they'd have like little like man spider
Well, it's
eggs.
like the King Kong thing, like picking up like Naomi Watts or whatever and just being like, man, I really like you. I wish there was another giant monkey I could fuck. The monkey isn't like, I'm going to have sex with Naomi Watts.
It's like, I wish I could have sex, but like, here's a woman also.
You're reminding me of the fact I like sex.
Yes.
And I think that's what's happening with Man-Spider. I don't think Man-Spider's like, actually like, I need to make some babies. This isn't like Godzilla 1999.
Matthew Broderick does not show up at any point during this cartoon.
Unfortunately.
Tragically. But, I digress. So...
But some people do get run over in this episode. I'm going to cut that.
I don't know. So,
Run is no joke.
There's a car accident that comes up later. So, Man-Spider is horny. Kind of sees like a redhead walking through ESU, and he goes, Mary
Close
Jane.
enough.
Yeah, close enough. Mary Jane, right? She's the only redhead in New York City, a city of 8 billion people.
Yeah, he's got a lot of eyes, though.
Yeah, he's got a lot of eyes. And they're all looking for MJ. But, yeah, he kind of, like, jumps with his redhead, like, it's me! It's Man Spider! And she's like, get it away! It's terrifying!
A lot of this stuff is, like, really, like, paced and shot like a slasher movie.
Yeah.
Which I kind of really appreciate.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of horrifying because you know, like, well, this is our main character who's, like, under all that and is kind of lost control. But if it wasn't for that, it's definitely, you know, preying on people walking alone at night and that kind of thing. And the whole tension stuff, like, works really well in scenes like that. Yeah. Even if things like that are kind of, there are a lot of, like, non sequiturs like that, of, like...
Just lots of loose ends. So, this is the first of many flashbacks we're going to have. We're actually involving Flash. So the Punisher is watching this all unfold in his battle van with his binoculars. And he kind of, like, goes after Spider-Man and kind of ends up capturing him. But as he's about to, like, finish him off with... No, it's not like a grenade yet.
You just, like, got him stuck to the floor, right?
The floor, he's, like, kind of, like, at his mercy. And then, like, he gets bear hugged by none other than Kraven.
Who just loves bear hugging people.
He loves it. He's
and
like,
they bear hug for, like, a good, like, 2 minutes.
Punisher is like, get off me, you asshole! And he's like, no, it's cool. Shh, it's cool, it's fine.
The sequence of events in this is really strange in this next bit.
It's kind of wild. Spider-Man's like... Well, Man Spider's like, oh shit, I can go. Get out of here now. He kind of spits acid on the webbing and he kind of escapes.
Yeah.
Cut to Morbius. So as Spider-Man's leaving...
Morbius is just, like, across the road.
Yeah. He's like, follows Morbius, and Morbius is going back to ESU, back to Deborah Whitman, and he's like, oh, hi, Deborah.
Give fucking Deborah a break, man.
Oh, hi, Deborah. I'm gonna suck your blood now. And she's like, no, don't do that. That will be, like, undesirable for me. And this is where Flash comes back in, and he's like, hey, get away from her. And, like, Deborah's sitting on one of those, like, wheelie chairs, and Flash just throws her into a bookcase.
Yeah, and he, like, the funniest thing about this is he grabs that and he very slowly slides her away while Man Spider stood there, like, not moving. It's really weird, but then it cuts to the next take, and
she's like,
slams against this fucking
and, like,
bookcase.
falls on her. And she's, like, probably paralysed.
Yeah.
Morbius is like, yeah, I'm gonna suck you off instead, Flash. And he kind of grabs Flash's arm and, like, starts sucking his blood. And but at that point, like, Spider-Man / Man Spider, like, shows up to save him. Man Spider shows up to save him, and Morbius beats the shit out of him.
Yeah.
It's really funny how, like, bad Man Spider is at fighting.
Yeah. I mean, he's just a crazy monster, I guess.
Yeah. But, like, he gets his ass handed to him, and then, like, he just flies off. Man Spider kind of crawls over to Flash, and he's like, are you okay, Flash? And this is when the flashback happens.
A flashback of just... It's like a 5-second flashback to a slow-mo Flash Thompson just smiling.
And you know that's never happened in real life.
Exactly. It's such a strange thing, but they're like, we need a flashback of Flash doing something not terrible. Yeah. And they're like, we don't have anything.
Yeah. Like footage not found.
Yeah, exactly. But it's enough. Yeah. It's enough to spook him, and then Deborah wakes up and is like, shoo,
get out of here. And he kind of, like, shoos out.
Yeah.
Cut back to Punisher and the Kraven.
Who had just still been, like, hugging this whole time.
And the funny thing about this is Kraven knows exactly what's going on. He doesn't explain any of this to the Punisher.
Yeah.
He quotes Francis Bacon instead.
Yeah. And then, I think Punisher quotes something as well. Yeah. I can't remember what it was now.
But yeah, like, they're just, like, having, like, a philosophy debate or something like that while they fight over this rooftop.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's this man in a lion costume doing and, like, debating philosophy with me? And he's like... They're talking about, like, how the Punisher is, like, going for revenge and how revenge is bad.
Yeah.
As, like, Kraven in his, like, lion pelt, like, tries to, like, school him.
Yeah, listen to me. I'm a rational person.
Yeah, I'm clearly a rational person. Punisher's like, yeah, I'm gonna go now. So he throws him in, like, a net and, like, Kraven, like, wriggles around as he escapes. And, yeah, it's cool because, like, Kraven goes over to, like, this random, like, I don't know what it is, but he kind of sniffs the ground and he's like... I know where to find Spider-Man now.
It's like, I remember, they reveal what it is at the end of the episode.
Yeah. And he goes
it's like
to,
some powdery shit.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's like what it is. It's like that kind of, like, the remains from, like, Punisher's, like, goo thingy. And then Spider-Man leaves that. And it's like, it leaves, like, a residue on the ground.
Oh, yeah, it's probably, like, the acid shit.
Yeah. And so he has to a payphone to be like, Mariah, I know where to find him. Mm-hmm. Hey, give me a second here, I'm not done.
And then Punisher this Just like watching Man Spider swing away, like, God damn it.
Come on, Battle Van.
Not knowing that in the interim, Man Spider had a quick fight with a vampire.
Yeah.
Or why he was just hugging this Russian man.
How long were they hugging?
It was super long.
So yeah, we go now to MJ's place. And it kind of transpires that Harry Osborn is there because MJ's called him. She's like, "You're Peter's best friend." No other reason. It's just that their luck that Man Spider shows up to Mary Jane's house. And he kind of like opens the window. Like, he doesn't do anything very animalistic in this episode, which I find interesting. He's very like much in control. You know, he's not like smashing through windows and like tearing shit up. He's just kind of clumsy.
I mean, he's still kind of like a snarling monster.
Well, that's how he looks, but don't judge a book by its cover.
But also, I don't think he's like acting like just a regular Spider-Man. You know?
Yeah,
He is like, if he had his full intellect, he wouldn't be like, I'm a giant Spider-Man, I'm going to climb in through Mary Jane's window and go, look at me.
He's like a drunk Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. He's like a severely drunk.
Yeah.
Like, out of control.
He might like start like a scuffle with somebody, he might throw up on like, the ground.
Yeah, he's a bit aggro.
Yeah. So he kind of shows up and he's like, "Hey baby, I'm sorry, I'll take you back now." And like Harry tries to fight this thing hilariously.
Yeah.
He kind of just like swats him aside.
Yeah, he just like palms him out of frame.
Yeah. And it's actually really funny because this is the second person who's tried to fist fight this thing.
Yeah. I don't know, it's so funny the idea of like a giant fucking spider and then just being like, I'm gonna punch that dude in the face.
Yeah. That'll show you. They don't like jab him in one of his eyes. No, I'm gonna like go for like a boxing match.
Yeah, you gotta pick up a chair or something.
No, this is like, I'm gonna put him up, all six of them up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you what's what. And that obviously fails hilariously. And yeah, like at that point, like there's some screaming, as you would expect. Man Spider kind of stares at Mary Jane like intensely, like she's all distorted in his 8 eyes, and he kind of just swings away.
Yeah, and then she's like, I think this dude knows me.
Yeah. And what's a little detail here that I don't know if actually it pays off, but like she kind of like cradles Harry in like her arms. She's like, "You're so brave," whatever.
Yeah, I don't know whether that goes anywhere, but I really thought they were setting up the, oh no, I've inadvertently, I've inadvertently put my love interest in the arms of my friend or whatever.
It's like an accidental cock.
Yeah, it's almost like the kind of way they kind of go in that first Spider-Man movie almost, and I kind of thought they were going for that, but then they didn't pay it off here, so I don't know if they're just not going to do it, or if that's just a seed.
I think it's just a seed. I feel like it's going to come back later.
Yeah, maybe.
And now, back to the Punisher, where like he's like driving in his battle van. He's like, "Battle van, let's go find Spider-Man." And he's like tracking him on the tracker, and suddenly it like goes right into the center, so it's like, it's right on top of me. And like Man Spider lands in his van and like it careens off a cliff. He falls down the cliff, crawls out, the car explodes.
Yeah, he got fucking destroyed.
He like flies like 40 feet and he's like, "This is fine, I'm good. I'm prepared for this."
What I really like about this, and I like, not in like an ironic way or anything, but I genuinely really like, is in his conversation with Microchip previously, you see him loading up so much weaponry onto that van.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he goes out and actually encounters Man Spider again, that stuff is written off immediately.
Yeah.
And it immediately like raises those stakes because you're like, well, fuck, you got nothing now.
Yeah, this thing's gonna kick your ass. It kind of raises him above like his head, starts like webbing him up.
Yeah.
Like a lot of goddamn webbing, and it kind of like takes him away.
Like cocoons him like Frodo.
Yeah. And then...
Mr. Frodo, are you okay?
No, I'm asphyxiating in all this webbing. Giant spider monster. Gandalf, save me from this giant spider monster. I've not seen Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, if anyone isn't aware, he might just know a couple of names.
Cut to Spider-Man's lair. No, Man Spider's lair even. And yeah, like at this point, like Punisher's like cocooned up like a little like caterpillar, and surprisingly hasn't like suffocated by this point. Mm-hmm. He kind of like gets cut down. He falls to the ground, and Kraven really handily like cuts the weapon off of his face. And he's like, "Where am I?" And Kraven's like, "Hey, you'll be cool, man. Like we're in like Man Spider's lair." And he kind of like reluctantly agrees to team up with Kraven. Mm-hmm. And they're walking around, and at this point, like Punisher's been free for maybe 10 seconds. And he has a immediate like DD moment where he's like, "What does this do?" And Kraven's like, "No, don't touch that." Man Spider swings in.
Get into this huge
fight.
battle, this freeway fight.
Yeah.
Which is
like,
kind of super fun.
I think like Kraven like kicks the shit out of my Spider-Man too.
Yeah, but there's also like there's this weird cut where they like Kraven headbutts him and he goes flying, and then it cuts back, and then him and Punisher do a double headbutt.
It's
on
amazing.
him.
It's like something like the Fast and Furious.
Yeah, exactly. It's a pure Toretto move.
And yeah, so at that point, like Punisher like incapacitates him with some kind of like electrical like wiring thing.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm gonna end this now. And then gets like a grenade out, which he just had lying around.
Yeah, he's like, don't hurt him. He's like, I'm not gonna hurt him. I'm gonna incinerate him.
He won't feel a thing, technically. So technically, I'm being gentle.
Yeah.
And then at this point, Mariah Crawford walks in and she's like, yeah, don't do that.
And she's like, hey, I'm this person who's that. And then just like dumps like a load of exposition because otherwise Punisher would be like, oh, what?
And Punisher's like, hey, fuck you, bitch, I'm gonna kill him. And then she just like tears him down.
Yeah, she like... Because also, Punisher's been having, I don't think we mentioned, he's been having these like...
kite flashbacks.
He's having these kite flashbacks, but the first time he has a kite flashback, obviously cutting back to how his origin started with his family being accidentally killed in gang warfare and how that started this whole thing.
Yeah.
When they first do it, they're just kind of like throwing it in there, here and there, and hinting at it. So the first time it happens, it just looks like Microchip is talking and he's just thinking about a kite.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a Homer Simpson, like, going into his thought bubble as he's thinking of, like, a monkey.
Frank! So he's like, Mariah Crawford's like, yeah, like, your family died, right? And I don't remember the exact wording.
I think she said, like, nothing you do will bring your family back. Like, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck,
you punk bitch.
Yeah, she, like, annihilates his soul.
He starts, like, crying, I'm pretty sure. She's like, you ain't shit, motherfucker. The only monster here is you. And his response to this is literally, I'm listening.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, you got me.
Yeah, this is fair.
This has a very quick therapy session.
Yeah. Years of therapy just snapped through in like 10 seconds. It's tough love there from Mariah Crawford. And she's like, hey, hold him down so I can administer this serum, and hopefully this won't make things worse. Because they don't know, because she might be a bad scientist. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so they kind of like administer the cure. You see like Spider-Man's like extra arms kind of like fizzle away.
Punisher throws his jacket over him.
It's funny, she's like, take off your coat. She's like just emasculating him more, and he's like, what? Why? She's like, we've got to protect his identity, come on. He throws his coat over.
And then gives him his mask back.
He's carrying it around.
Yeah.
I guess he can have this back.
And then Spider-Man's back with this fucked up suit now.
Yeah. And the funny thing about this for me is that like he kind of like comes to and sees Mariah Crawford and he's sees Kraven and he's like, it's Kraven. Why is he here?
Why are we in this cavern with all these webs and the Punisher is here?
And they kind of explain what happened and he's like, oh, thank you so much for saving my life. And the Punisher just like Irish goodbye this entire thing.
Yeah, he's like, this is confusing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
And Kraven like runs after him and is like, Punisher.
We can be friends.
They have like a little like thing where he kind of explains
Why
like
can't
how
we be friends?
And he's like, Kraven, please stop singing. I need friends. I'm very lonely out in the jungle. And he kind of explains how he knew that Spider-Man would be here. And it's to do with like, this doesn't really make sense to me. So the webbing he found was from like a gunpowder from an explosion that happened several years ago.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm being dumb, but I'm like, what?
As far as I'm not super knowledgeable on this.
Yeah.
But in 93, there was a terrorist attack on the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
Man Spider's lair is in the parking area of the World Trade Center. And there was a truck bomb someone set off. Basically, it didn't go off right or something went wrong with it. So I think some people died, but like a small amount. And Kraven like was like, I can smell that terrorist gunpowder.
We should have had him back for 9/11.
Yeah, and it is weird. It's always weird in this stuff, like seeing like, World Trade Center stuff, especially considering how like young we were when 9/11 happened. But yeah, this is especially weird. And I did look this up, and of course, this part, any references to the World Trade Center are cut from reruns.
Of course.
It's such a weird thing to cut out. Like,
Kraven.
There's all these like producer meetings or whatever, and they might be like, yeah, let's cut out that because of 9/11 or whatever. But like, you need someone in the room who goes, why? Are we pretending that the World Trade Center never existed because of 9/11, or are we gonna like not acknowledge that? it happened in the past. It's not when Spider-Man, the first movie, came out, and there was like that trailer with him catching a helicopter in a web between the two towers. And it's like, I get why you cut that, because it's like, right, this is right after 9/11.
Yeah.
This is kind of weird imagery now.
Yeah.
This is an old TV show that...
Well, I mean, at the time, it would have been, what, like 2 years afterwards?
Yeah.
And this is also a kid show. You don't want...
No. They didn't cut it because of the initial thing. This is post 9/11.
But it's still a kid show. You know, you don't want like a mum calling in like, how do I explain to my child that Kraven didn't do 9/11, you know? And it's like...
Yeah, I guess, like, for instance, like, we don't really know much about that 93 attack, and like, a kid would know less.
And it's like a weird conversation to have with your child.
But that would be... I don't know, it's kind of interesting to me if they just, like, admitted that 9/11 happened in this world.
Yeah.
You know? You're watching a cartoon, and not, like, making 9/11 part of the plot, but they're just like it happened.
Like Spider-Man failed to stop 9/11.
Yeah, like make a reference to Ground Zero or something, and you're like,
yeah,
that happened. We live
conspiracy
in real...
theories involving Spider-Man villains and 9/11.
God, why are we talking about 9/11 so much?
I don't know.
Anyway, is that the end of the episode?
Spider acid doesn't melt steel beams.
With that acid mouth.
Yeah. They have like a mutual respect thing, and like Kraven goes like, "We make a great team," and in my opinion, like he's wrong. They make a terrible team. In the 20 seconds they were together, like Punisher immediately set off a trap.
Yeah.
And like the other time they were just like quoting philosophy each other and bear hugging.
I feel like Punisher's way of doing things is way more like explosion first, questions later.
Kraven's like, I want to be like an animal person.
Yeah, I want to smell things.
Yeah, and all you want to do is explode things. We make a great team, and he's like 100% wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like all's well that ends well, and we cut to like the morning where like Spider-Man is watching Kraven and Mariah get into a cab. I'm assuming like they're gonna
cab back to Africa.
yeah.
Gonna go to a boat this time.
Yeah, he just checks the meter and he's like, "This is gonna cost you." Yeah. So I'm assuming like they're either going to the airport or to like Mariah's like library to bang. Yeah. But like one or the other. But yeah, like he's like, isn't it nice that like they helped me out? And he kind of like swings off to the sunset. Like, I'm glad I'm Spider-Man.
And his suit is all fine. He's got his replacement suit, I guess.
Done a lot of sewing in the last few hours.
And he doesn't address the fact that a missing persons report has got outfitted. And his family are terrified that he's been eaten by a spider.
I'm glad there's nothing else to sort out.
Yeah, and swings away.
Yeah.
This is the first one we got in a while that wasn't like some kind of to be continued.
Yeah.
Even though his life is still fucked up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure,
there's still like a double APB out on Spider-Man.
The missing persons report. And I think he might have just been cucked.
Yeah.
So, like, and everything is going wrong.
I feel like you're using cucked ironically, but anyone listening is going to be like, he's one of those guys.
He's like, Pepe the Frog and all that. So, yeah, he swings into the sunrise, kind of only hours away from finding out that everything's going wrong in his life again.
Meanwhile, Morbius is still, like...
at large.
Yeah, just draining everyone and killing people.
Yeah. He'll figure that out later.
Yeah. Fucking Morbius is going to last this whole show.
Yeah.
Of, like, Spider-Man's like, I better catch Morbius. Oh, no, I'm being, like... thrown into space by the Silver Surfer. Like just every episode.
I got you now, Morbius. Oh no, there's Doctor Doom. Shit, Venom's back.
Morbius is like the pigeon in Stop That Pigeon. You remember that? Or Stop the Pigeon.
Yeah, Catch the Pigeon. With, like,
Catch the Pigeon?
Like the wacky racist thing where it's like...
what is it called again?
Like Dick Darcy and like Muffy and like, catch that pigeon before it sends messages to the Nazis?
Stop the pigeon.
Yeah.
Stop the pigeon. Stop the pigeon. Yeah.
Okay.
Stop that vampire now.
Muttley! Do something, Muttley! Yeah, that's the end of the episode, if you weren't aware. So yeah.
Yeah, so everything is fucked, but at least he's not a terrifying monster anymore.
He's only got the right number of limbs now to solve his problems.
What a beautiful day this is going to be. I feel lucky to be alive. And lucky to be who I am. Spider-Man.
What did you think of this episode, actually?
This episode, in my book, was pretty great.
I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, it's also one of the few ones which is great, and not because of, like, just absolute lunacy goofery. It's just, like, actually, like, legit great.
It's like really well plotted. Like I was like going through the notes and I was like, how did this all happen in 20 minutes?
Yeah, it's a lot packed in.
Doesn't feel very rushed.
They really make the most out of Man-Spider. I didn't think we'd be able to see as much Man-Spider as we did. I thought it would be resolved quicker, or like he'd be more in the shadows, but there's loads of fucking great action.
Yeah.
They didn't need to bring in Kraven, but it just like made the stakes higher and just...
I was really happy they brought Kraven back.
Yeah, all the Punisher Man-Spider fights were excellent.
Yeah.
The animation was good. It felt like just like a more expensive episode in general. Yeah. There was loads of like these weird horror touches.
It was really interesting, like, for Spider-Man as a character who's very, like, monologue-y and, like, inner voicey, have an entire episode narrated through other people.
Yeah, and I think you notice that difference more not having his voice in it.
Yeah.
You know?
You know Spider-Man's out of, like, commission, and it feels like this is like, oh yeah, Spider-Man's not really here today, but it's having, like, a non-Spider-Man episode. His presence is lost, and they kind of use that in a really effective way.
Yeah. And I think the Man-Spider design's pretty great, too.
Yeah.
I actually don't have, like, a huge amount to say about this episode. It's just,
like...
It was just, like, good.
Yeah, there was a couple of, like, goofy moments, but, like, there's always goofy moments, but it wasn't really, like, surprisingly, a very, like, humorous episode.
Yeah.
Where the main character is, like, a mutated monster, so they
Yeah, there were a few funny bits, but they were, like, the usual just, like...
unintentional humour.
Like Flash throwing Deborah across the room.
Yeah.
The weird close-up on flashback to Flash smiling, which kind of looks like that gif from the Star Wars Holiday Special. Right? You know, when it just, like, the iris zoom on, like, Chewie's face and he, like, winks or something?
Yeah.
Like, whatever Wookiee it is. Itchy or...
Fuck that movie. It's like... I watch a lot of bad movies, but that may be the worst one I've ever seen.
Did you finish it?
No.
We'll do it this year. We'll watch Star Wars.
Generally the worst movie I've ever seen.
You need, like, a group of people, because then you can just talk through it.
I need heroin. That was fucking awful.
Anyway, yeah.
Back to non-heroin necessary bits of entertainment. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was Man-Spider. Is this a thing that's created especially for the show?
Yeah, that's another thing that makes this extra good in my books, is because so much of this is basically made up for the show.
Oh shit.
As usual, we'll go into like some comic origins stuff, but in terms of comic book origins with this, it's actually like there's not a lot here. Mm-hmm. Because we spoke last episode about the Six Arms saga, but we spoke about how original Six Arms saga was also the introduction of Morbius, so they kind of have drawn from that. But that storyline in the comics basically ends with him getting this enzyme from Morbius that cures him of the condition.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And he never transforms further than that. He only gets the extra arms and then they go away. The end.
Yeah.
And then there are a few things that are similar to this, but they're kind of obscure, and I was kind of surprised that... Because you think the idea of Spider-Man turning into a giant... Spider is like something that would just happen in comic books eventually.
Yeah.
You know? But this doesn't happen until 1982.
Oh, shit.
In Marvel Fanfare, which is this kind of crossover team-up series.
Yeah.
Which I kind of read mostly just because they had a couple of Spider-Man guest stars in it, but it was actually really good, what I have read of it. Mm-hmm. It's written by Chris Claremont, who's mostly known for, like, reinvigorating a lot of the X-Men stuff. The reason X-Men is super popular is basically this guy.
Okay.
Because it wasn't that popular when Stan Lee was doing it. He wrote it, and there's art by Michael Golden. And in the second issue of the series, basically, Angel from the X-Men is going to the Savage Land, which I think I might have brought up before.
Possibly.
But Savage Land is basically like, it's like Skull Island or whatever. It's like a island which has a bunch of like dinosaurs and monsters and shit.
You didn't mention that, but I wish I could be more surprised.
Yeah, there's a bunch of characters.
Is there a nuclear warhead?
No, no, but there's always a reason why some characters will go down to Savage Land. And Spider-Man goes there, and there's always has to be a stupid reason, because why would Spider-Man go there?
To Dinosaur Island?
Yeah. He goes there because Angel is going there, and he's looking for a missing person, but then they have to bring press people with them.
Yeah.
And Peter Parker goes as a photographer. But then they end up sort of crash landing, and they realise there's this sort of war going on between these groups of people who live there.
Yeah.
And Peter decides that he'll help out, and then just gets in the full costume, which seems like a really bad idea to me.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's like, oh, okay, so Spider-Man is one of the people that was on this helicopter.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Anyway, he does it, and he ends up getting captured, and I won't go into this too much, but there was the bad guy's this dude called Brainchild,
Oh god.
and he's got a big head, and he's not a child.
In my head, he looks like Neo Cortex from the Crash Bandicoot games.
He actually looks a lot like that, but like a little bit grosser. But anyway, he has this ray thing that like is meant to control people, and he basically captures Angel and Spider-Man and then subjects them to it, and they revert to bestial forms.
Okay.
So Spider-Man turns into effectively Man-Spider. Like, he looks kind of similar like he does in the show of like being a sort of humanoid spider but with remnants of the costume. Actually, I'll show you a few images of it because the art is actually pretty good.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty much dead on.
Yeah. Also, like, Angel gets transformed as well, and he like turns into like a giant
Bandicoot?
bird.
That makes more sense.
Oh, right, okay. I was gonna be like, what the
Like the Spider-Man Crash Bandicoot crossover we deserve.
Anyway, he turns into a giant spider, and then the good guys have to basically fight against Spider-Man and this giant bird thing, and eventually he like kind of fights against the mind control, fights back. His energy is absorbed by this dude called Lycos.
The search engine.
This guy, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
And I don't read enough X-Men to understand this, but this dude, he like absorbs the energy, but it's like a tragic thing because he absorbs that energy from Spider-Man and Angel, so they revert back, but then it turns him into his like Mr. Hyde sort of persona, which he freed himself of before. So it's like a tragic turn, and he turns back into Sauron, who is not Lord of the Rings Sauron, who you wouldn't know anyway, I guess.
Yeah.
But he turns into
Is that the eye
Sauron,
dude?
who's a fucking pterodactyl man. And he's the dude. He's the dude who we've talked before, and people might have seen this online of like the dude who's like, I want to turn people into dinosaurs, and
Spider-Man's like, you can cure cancer with these powers. He's like, I don't want to cure cancer.
I want to turn people into dinosaurs. It's that dude, but that's like a way more like humorous take on him than this. But anyway, he turns back, and then
Also, a question, how many dinosaur people are in the Spider-Man universe?
What? I mean, how many anything are in the Marvel universe?
But dinosaur people are so specific.
There's a lot of... another guy will come up later that is another one of like, is that guy really existing in this universe?
Yeah.
But like, there's a lot of nonsense going on. But like, I mean, I will say that those issues are really good. And it made me think I need to like read some like Chris Claremont X-Men.
Yeah.
Because it was some good shit. But that was the end of the Man Spider.
Okay.
And they don't call him Man Spider, but he just kind of looks the same.
Yeah.
And then the next one is actually something I read fairly recently, and I didn't even know it was a thing. It just, by coincidence, I read this like 2 days ago. In The Amazing Spider-Man 437 from 1998, so like, 3 years after this episode aired. Written by Tom DeFalco and with art by Raphael Kayanan. Mm-hmm. It's one of these like one-off issues that just like has no effect on anything. There's a bad guy called Plant Man, and he's, as far as I can tell, he has like poison ivy powers.
Okay.
And he's fucking around with plants, and he has this new plant that like has this mutagenic pollen that fucks with people.
Yeah.
And then he's like using it on this like obscure X-Men character I've never heard of, and turns him into a monster. And then Spider-Man goes to save him, he gets hit by it, and he turns into Man Spider. So he kind of but he's like half Man Spider. Anyway,
He's like Man Spider-Man.
He's basically half and half. So he's like got the spider face like jutting out of his costume, and he's got like claws, but he's not like
Completely like...
yeah, he's most of the costume still on, so he looks a little bit different. But
yeah. It's like Two-Face, but like...
Spider.
Yeah.
Spider face.
Spider-Face.
Oh, that's it. We got different types. We got like the Brainchild Man Spider. We got the 90s Man Spider. We got Spider Face, and then we'll get to Spider X in a minute.
Oh god.
In this, basically, he gets sprayed with a pollen. He turns into this monster, but he's still got all his faculties, and he just fights Plant Man. And he's like, "Give me the antidote," and he's like, "No." And then he sprays Plant Man with the pollen, and then he turns into like a big plant. And then he's like, "Give me the antidote," and he's like, oh, "Okay, sure." And then he gives him the antidote, and he turns back, and then it's all one and done in this one issue, and has no effect on anything. But he's like,
I'm a plant.
I guess I turned into a giant spider again.
Oh, shit. This keeps happening.
And part of me thinks that maybe they only did that because it happened in the show.
They were like, we've got to do something about this, right?
Yeah,
Let's do
like
something.
someone was like, "Wait, remember when they did Man Spider? That was sick. Maybe we should do a Man Spider thing in an actual Spider-Man comic rather than a like a team-up thing.
And someone had just watched, like, Batman and Robin and were like, I know what we can do. And, like, there's a rejected version where it's, like, Mr. Freeze turns him into, like, Man-Spider. Or, like, Bane does it.
I'm really confused.
So it's, Poison Ivy is in Batman and Robin.
Oh, right, yeah.
So there's, like, 2 rejected versions where, like, they tried different, like, villains to turn him into Man-Spider. And they said it on one foot.
I think I'm too tired for this explanation.
Yeah. This is a joke which is not as funny as the effort I'm putting in to make it work.
So what do you
Much
think
like
that was
Batman
funny?
Robin. Why do I think it's funny?
Yeah, explain to me why your joke is funny.
Because I was making a reference to Batman and Robin.
Right.
Because Plantman has
Who's Batman?
He's the guy who has the bat costume and he occasionally fights crime.
Right.
He's from a different universe called the DC universe.
Oh, okay. What does DC stand for?
Detective Comics, I want to say?
What's a detective?
I feel like I'm gonna... you're trying to ruin this joke, but I'm gonna keep going. We'll be here for 2 hours.
Oh, no. There's not such a thing as too many tangents for you, I guess.
No.
So if I create more, it just makes you more powerful.
Yeah. You're giving me more energy. I'm gonna win this game of anti-joke chicken, you know this, right? Like,
God damn it. Anyway, I'll move back to it, which is... There is another kind of man-spider thing that happens.
I think I vaguely remember this, but you go.
I'm not even sure if I told you this, but basically I knew about this because I was looking up these alternate versions of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I found like there was a man-spider, but it was called Spider-X. And the explanation of it I found I was like really confused by. And then I was like, fuck it, I have to read this comic. And it turns up in the comic Midnight Suns Unlimited.
Oh, Jesus.
And Midnight Suns is kind of like, I don't know a huge amount about it, but it's like kind of teaming up a lot of the darker supernatural parts of the Marvel Universe. Mm-hmm. So it's like Ghost Rider and Blade and shit like that. Yeah. And in this, in the 3rd issue, they just randomly run across Spider-X. This series is from 93. Okay. It's written by Mort Todd, and it has like various artists throughout the comic. Like they change like for every part.
Yeah.
But basically, I can't get too much into this, but Ghost Rider and Johnny Blaze, because there's a new Ghost Rider who is Danny Ketch, and Johnny Blaze is like, I think he's still got a flaming motorcycle, but
he can't use it because he's a regular dude.
Anyway, he's going around and it's just 2 of them and they're like the spirits of vengeance together.
Okay.
And they're just hanging out.
So is Johnny Blaze still Ghost Rider?
I don't know. I thought he wasn't, because I read an issue where he's just like a supernatural detective guy, but he's just a guy with a gun. But then in this issue he has like a flaming motorcycle but looks normal, and
must be covered in horrific burns.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I'm not going to read the whole of the fucking Midnight Suns shit just for this random ass like part of the podcast. But anyway, they're just like hanging out, and then they get caught in a giant web along with a bunch of criminals.
Sure.
And then there's a dude who kind of looks a bit like Man Spider, who's like saying he wants to like cleanse the city of all filth.
All feet?
He wants to cleanse the city of all filth, and he wants to like kill all criminals, and it like shoots web from its mouth. And it also like shoots green fire from its mouth as well.
Okay.
It's proper like demonic, and they break out of the web, and then Johnny Blaze gets out his Hellfire shotgun, just like shoots it a few times.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's done. But then it starts saying random stuff about like, I used to be powerless, but now I have all this power, I'm gonna fuck everyone up. Ghost Rider grabs it and gives it the penance stare. You remember the penance stare?
Is the one where he looks into their soul and they go crazy?
Yeah. Shows like the all their sins like fuck them up from inside or whatever. And he does it, and then the spider like freaks out and runs away. And the funniest thing about this to me is that Johnny Blaze is like, wait, how did he get away? Isn't your penance stare meant to take him out? And then Ghost Rider says, my penance stare must have been diluted by his many eyes.
I can't look into all your eyes at once.
So he's like,
still.
So you got like, I don't know, like 1/8 of a penance stare?
I guess like 1/4, because you can look into 2 eyes at a time.
I don't know. They end up visiting this woman who talks about her son Brian is missing. He idolized superheroes. She was brutally mugged, and then he got like obsessed with stopping the killers. He went out.
Wait, all this was for a mugging? Did anyone die?
No, she just got really beaten up.
Oh, that's fair.
And he's like mad about it.
Yeah.
But he was a regular guy. And I read through this issue, and then I saw that, and then, like, Spider-X breaks in, they start a fight again. Then Spider-Man is just randomly fighting Morbius nearby, and then they end up just seeing this monster and teaming up to fight the monster, and they all gang up on the monster and beat the shit out of it.
Yeah.
But then there's this other thing going on where there's a dude called Zax. I don't know how to say it. It's like Freezy's AX. And he's basically like living electricity, and there's another dude who's like trying to recreate Zax, and then he comes out, and then this all becomes one hectic battle, and Zax ends up exploding, and Spider-X is presumably just wiped out entirely and never seen again.
Oh shit.
But I did read that, and I was like, wait a minute, how did he become a spider? And I went back and I read it again, and then I was like, okay, so there's the Darkhold Dwarf.
I've stopped reacting to these. This is going to be insane.
The Darkhold Dwarf is the minion of the demon... Oh, God, I don't know how to say. Cthulhu, who's basically like Cthulhu.
But he's like a dwarf version of Cthulhu?
No. This is the dwarf is a minion of
Cthulhu.
This guy, of this elder god dude who's super old and super scary and powerful. And he's like, a minion, so he's just like an asshole running around using the Darkhold, which is like an evil book.
Yeah.
And he basically did like a devil deal with this guy, and it's like, do you want powers to be able to stop this mugger? And he's like, yeah, I love Spider-Man. I want the powers of Spider-Man. And the guy's like, okay, but like it's the monkey paw wish of like...
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, you get the power of Spider-Man, but you are a gross, scary monster. And then you get exploded.
Yeah. He probably should have gone for an Iron Man suit.
Yep. But then it would have been like an Iron Maiden, and he would have just died in it or something.
Or like something like, I don't know, the Punisher. He could have just been Groot. Turn me into Groot. There's no way this can go wrong, because it's already wrong.
Yeah, but then I feel like they make you into like what's the worst tree? What's a tree that everyone hates?
Like a Christmas tree?
But like maybe it's like a tree, but like
he's like a little bonsai.
Like he turns into a tree, but dogs are constantly pissing on him. And birds are like shitting on him, and he grows fruit, but the fruit attracts insects, and it's just
attracts like bees and stuff.
Yeah.
Being a tree wouldn't be that bad in terms of like the grand scheme of like all like monkey's paw situations. That's probably the best.
I think you must be very unhappy if you start thinking being a tree wouldn't be that bad.
I mean, if we're talking like monkey's paw situations,
yeah,
that's probably the best of them. But I suppose if you're going to a guy like...
But you're starting mad, and it's presumably going to go worse.
Yeah.
You know, I guess you'll be less surprised, but it will still be bad.
Joke's on you, because I was expecting this.
Yeah. I wish that I was a big pile of shit.
Yeah. What you going to do now?
I know, it's like...
Be careful what you wish for.
You're shit, but you're in Donald Trump's toilet. Forever.
You never
look at his ass.
He never flushes his toilet. He just like there. You can like hear him tweeting.
Yeah. To move on from that, I've also got like there's another man spider thing, and this is the last one I think.
Yeah.
But this is one that you might know about, and I won't go into this a lot because I think this might actually end up being like a weird lore bullshit maybe one time.
Oh yeah, I know
it's definitely very elaborate, but
it's very fucking stupid.
There's a villain called the Queen who can command insects, but then also people with like an insect gene, which of course Spider-Man has.
He's an arachnid.
Whatever. Like, I think they even make reference to it. It's like people call her the insect queen or whatever. She's like, oh, actually, it's not.
This is a misnomer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of funny. Actually, I'm the arachnid queen. I've got like 8 legs.
She can command all the creepy crawlies.
Okay.
Basically.
She's the bug lady.
And she basically, like, with her mind, turns him into a spider, and he has to become her servant as a big spider.
Mm-hmm.
And then he becomes more spidery until he's just a giant spider. And then he dies and then gives birth to himself.
Yeah, this is what I thought it was, yeah.
Yeah.
No explanation necessary, really. Just gives birth to himself.
Yeah.
Moving on.
The end. That's all I got for Man Spider. It's just like a hodgepodge of random things. I'm just surprised there isn't like an actual Man Spider storyline they just decided to do.
They're probably going to do one, like, if Sony like keep control of the character, they're probably going to do one at some point.
I guess. Maybe it'll be a bit too horrifying to do in live action.
No, if it's all like Sony, they're going to make it really edgy. They're going to have it, like, say fuck. Like Groot, but, like, the only word it knows is fuck. I don't know.
I think it should go by the catchphrase you came up for it last week and be like, it's man, spider, o'clock.
Man, spider, o'clock.
And it keeps saying it over and over. But anyway, that's it.
Checks one of his, 8 watches, and it's like... it's still man, spider, o'clock.
And it's like, you don't need to have another thing. You're already a man spider. You don't need to come up,
with
come
a
in here and be like,
catchphrase.
hey, I'm the guy who wears a baseball cap.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're the giant spider.
Look, you ride the skateboard.
Yeah. Doing little kick flips.
Cowabunga, guys. Puts a pair of 4 sunglasses on his face.
Yeah.
But yeah, tragically that is not involved in any of the Spider-Man or Man-Spider lore. I regret to inform you. I believe that brings us to the end of that 90s Spider-Man show for another time. I will do the whole spiel about you know where to find us.
Rate and review and listen to other episodes.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like them, just keep listening and keep rating them highly.
Yeah.
If you want anything else, check out the description below because we've got links to the WordPress where I do all the comic panels and back up the shit I'm saying, so you know that yes, there was a Darkhold Dwarf.
Yeah.
Through those, you can see the links for our Twitters and the Tumblrs and the YouTubes and all that shit.
That brings us to the end of another episode of That 90s Spider-Man Show. Any last words, Jack?
Man Spider? Hardly know her.
That was better than what I was expecting. That's incredible. Thanks for listening. And remember, nothing you ever will do will bring your family back to life. That's been That 90s Spider-Man Show.
Why are you closing again? It's the 4th time. It's over.
It's done. Much like Frank Castle's family. Good night, folks.
Not coming back, Frank.